Hey, this is Matt once again. What about the other videos? Another paid request, this time from Alban. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, reviews, commentaries, video game playthroughs, what have you, PayPal's usually the best bet, or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for my top 15 favorite films of 1991. And this is tough. There's a lot of movies to choose from. A lot of movies. And some, sadly, that didn't make the list that I still enjoy. Now, one question I have, John Van Damme's Lionheart, would that be considered 1990 or 1991? Because most places say 1990, but then it looks like technically it came out like January of 1991. So I'll put it this way. If it's considered 1991, it would be in the top 10. I don't know where, but it would be somewhere in the top 10. Maybe number 6, maybe number 7, somewhere around there. But I hate that. Like most places, it's 1990, it's a 1990 film. Oh, actually, it was January 91 in the U.S. It was 1990. What the fuck is it then? So... there's some ones that didn't make the list. Run with Patrick Dempsey deserves a Blu-ray. Underrated film. One of Patrick Dempsey's better efforts, especially as the lead, as a guy who gets in the shit situation and he's on the run from these mobsters and the cops and all that jazz. It looks to kill with Richard Grieco. Entertaining movie. Richard Grieco tried to be a movie star after being a bit in 21 Jump Street. Sadly didn't work out, but still find that a rather entertaining movie. Stone Cold, I really enjoy. I just could not put him in the top 15. Just there's too many other films. Same with Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Same with Regarding Henry. There's a lot of stuff in there. So, number 15, I put The Hard Way. Michael J. Fox and James work very well together. They're fairly entertaining. Stephen Lane, his bad guy is a bit over the top, bit silly, bit ridiculous a lot of the times with his voice. I do think he's the weakest part of the film. But the way Michael J. Fox, his character in Hollywood, trying to be a tough guy, and then James Woods actually being a tough guy as a cop, their banter, their rapport with each other, John Badham's direction, who did Blue Thunder and War Games and Short Circuit. If you like both actors, or either one of the actors, is definitely worth a watch. The Hard Way. Underrated film. Number 14, I put Double Impact. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Double the Van Damage, double the fun. A lot of action in this. You got Bolo Yun from Bloodsport coming back again as a villain. You have Van Damme playing the twin role of Chad and Alex. One more of a street thug guy. The other more of a prim and proper guy. One's good with his guns. The other's good with his kicks. So each one is able to have a lot of moments to shine, action-wise. At times it almost seems like a video game. You beat this level, now it's time for the next level. I almost want to say it's a better Double Dragon movie than the actual Double Dragon movie. But the Double Impact, fun movie. Come on, you got 2 Van Dammes for one price. And you got Jeffrey Lewis as the uncle. He's a very likable character. At times, fairly bloody, like the opening. There's some nice blood squibs in the opening sequence. Great fight between Van Damme and Bolo Yun. I think you had your fisticuffs, you had your gunplay. You got a lot of bang for your buck in that movie. Number 13, I put Detective of Beverly Hills because I think it's a rather underrated film. I mean, the first half is a bit slow. technically I should be putting some of these films above it, but it was one of those childhood faves of mine that I would watch over and over again. So call it a bit of nostalgia. Yeah, Tin Wall. I like the idea he's a football player. He doesn't know anything about guns. He just knows about football. I ain't played. I ain't playing defense anymore. He fucks up a truck that goes into a swimming pool. Touchdown, asshole! He takes a bomb, throws it like a football into the back of a truck, and it blows up. And him teaming up with Matt Frewer from. He was the neighbor's dad in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. He was Matt's headroom. Been a lot of stuff. He's a cop. Them teaming up together with a pretty good soundtrack. You got Faith No More and the song Epic. You got Janet Jackson. You got a lot of houses blowing the fuck up. A shitload of houses. There's a lot of cool explosions in this. So that's definitely where all the money went to. And it just came and went without any support, which is too bad. And Ken Wall was on the TV show Wise Guys, so this was his attempt to. He had been in films before, but this is kind of his big attempt to be the action star, and sadly didn't work out. But I liked Ken Wall. I liked him in the film. It's too bad it didn't work out. Number 12, people are surprised to be on the list, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Now, I've said before, and I'll say it again, it's a film that I kind of get tired of people mentioning because, like, I like the film. But there's other films I like more. But if I'm being fair, Terminator 2 is a damn good movie. The musical score by Brad Fiedel, Robert Patrick as a T-1000, the high-tech, stunning special effects, Edward Furlong doing a good job as the kid, Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor, Arnold, the spectacle, the action, the side characters like Joe Morton. Great sequences, whether it be the nightmare sequence where everyone gets obliterated, whether it be the truck chase where Arnold's on a motorcycle and he's got that shotgun shooting at the truck, and really solid stunt work. Arnold with the minigun wiping out the cop cars. The great effects that the T-1000 has, whether it be coming out of the floor or a big old hole here or open up the elevator door. It's a great spectacle, and I gotta put it on the list. It's a film that people kept mentioning, so I got tired of it. I'm like, I like Predator more for these reasons. I like The Running Man more. I like the first Terminator more. This is the start of a bit of taming down the Terminator himself, which makes sense. He's the good guy, shouldn't kill anyone, so he's shooting people in the kneecaps. I get that. It works for the story, but there's just other stuff I enjoy more. But Terminator 2 is a good movie. Number 11, Ernest Dear Stupid. It's my favorite Ernest film. It's a film I watched many times as a kid. Such that I didn't get the Blu-ray when it was out, but now it's out of print. Been out of print for a while. And it's a good family entertainment for the Halloween season. There's some jokes that still work to this day. Jim Varney's on his A game. I love the look of the trolls, which they actually used some masks from Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which was a nice detail, because the Kyoto brothers did it, who directed Killer Clowns from Outer Space. The kids were not annoying. Ernest gets to be a bit of a badass in his goofy, silly way. The trolls at times could be creepy, especially for a kid. It was a fun horror family adventure. And Miak. And then he actually finds Miak. But what the fuck is Miak? He actually finds it. It's supposed to be milk. But Miak. But Ernest Dear Stupid is a lot of fun. Number 10, JFK. It's a long film, but It's one of those films that when you start it, I just get pulled in and intrigued as to what will happen next. Whether you believe or disbelieve in the conspiracy, it's a fascinating subject with the way it's handled in the movie, Oliver Stone's touches, and the cast they got in that film is insane because you got Kevin Costner, you got Michael Rooker, you got Joe Pesci, you got John Candy, you got Walter Matthau, you got Jack Lemmon, you got Donald Sutherland. You have, again, just an insane cast in that movie. I think Kevin Bacon's in that film. Just absolutely insane cast in that movie. It's a fascinating subject matter. Back and to the left. Back and to the left. Number 9, Star Trek 6, one of my favorite Star Trek films. I think it was the last great Star Trek movie. I don't mind First Contact, but I don't mind. I liked it, but I don't love it like other people do. I think the stuff with the Borg is cool. I think the stuff on Earth is kind of lame. But for me, Star Trek 6 is. I'm much more of an original series guy. I'm much more of a Captain Kirk guy. Star Trek 6 ended it very well. I love the battle between them and the Klingons. I love the stuff in the space prison. I love the Christopher Plummer as the Shakespeare spouting Klingon. Badass usage of the torpedo. Some nice bottle work. Capable direction from the same guy who directed Star Trek 2, Nicholas Meyer. And a beautiful ending. Sector starts to the right. Straight on till morning. And you have that crew, and they go off, and then you have the signatures of each of the cast. They really signified an end, and then they screw it up with Star Trek Generations. The first movie should have been First Contact, but no, they had to fucking keep milking it and screw up Captain Kirk. Good job with that. But Star Trek 6, great end to those. To me, that's the ending to those characters. Number 8, The People Under the Stairs. One of my favorite Wes Craven films. I love the Brandon Adams character as Fool. There is a message, but it's not. I don't know if I say it's subtle, but it doesn't feel as just cringe-inducing as a lot of message movies today. It's also got some really weird, quirky things like the husband and wife, and I think you find out they're brother and sister, and then this kid that's not really their kid, but she tries to help out Fool, and you have these creatures under the stairs who are kids that were taken, they were punished, and I love all the stuff inside the walls. All these little hidden contraptions, hidden rooms, and pathways, which makes it, when you shoot in one location, still keeps it fresh and not tedious or repetitive. He's not in the film long, but I like Ving Rhames, his performance in the movie. The villains are definitely hateable in a fun way. You got some work from TMB effects. Not the goriest movie or anything, but a nice horror fairy tale adventure story with a very tough, likable kid in the lead. So The People Under the Stairs, like I say, it's one of my favorite Wes Craven films. Number 7, City Slickers. I think that's a very entertaining, funny comedy. Billy Crystal, Daniel Stern, Bruno Kirby, may he rest in peace. Jack Palance, who won the Oscar for that, may he rest in peace. The cast worked so well in that movie. It was kind of relatable to see these guys try to fit in the West, and they just the chemistry between the friends were just crystal clear. It felt like they were friends for a while. They each got their moments to shine. There was some nice moments of drama, but it didn't feel too melodramatic. Like Bruno Kirby talking about, the best day of my life. And then they go, well, what's the worst day of your life? Same day. I'm not going to get into detail what the rest of that conversation was for those who haven't seen it. And just the way they play off each other. Where back to the days of VCRs where one's trying to tell the other, and then Bruno Kirby's yelled at him, listen, he doesn't get it, okay? He will never get it. By this point, the cows could use a VCR, okay? He doesn't get it, so stop, please. And then there's a pause, and I think Daniel Stern asks, well, what about the clock? You dead. You both are dead. Again, the way they play off each other, it's one, I would say my favorite Billy Crystal performance. From, because his character is relatable, because as you grow older, you know how that feeling is when he showcases things seem fine, things seem like they should be alright, but he can't find his smile, he can't find, there's something missing, there's something empty in there. He's trying to find that one thing. This. I remember Jack Palance says this. And Billy Crystal goes, your finger? Jack Palence's like, no. One thing. Once you know what that one thing is, the rest don't mean shit. What's the one thing? That's for you to figure out. And of course the one thing is his family and how much he loves and misses his family. So, it was a nice arc of a guy who's going through a midlife crisis and through this adventure and being able to achieve and hang out with his friends and really achieve something. He's able to grow out of it and come back with a smile on his face. I thought it just had a nice heart to it, but it was also very funny as well. And like I say, if Lionheart is 91, it'd be somewhere around here. It'd be either number 8 or 7 or 6, somewhere around there. I don't know. Because Lionheart's great. I love Lionheart. You have wonderful fight scenes, especially the end. Lionheart. It had great kick and that music. Da-na-na-na, da-na-da, da-na-na-na. Against Attila, the bad guy. Actual street fighting. That's more of a Street Fighter movie than Street Fighter the movie. But yeah, I love Lionheart. So it'd be somewhere around there. But okay, number 6, I put Body Parts. That's the one with Jeff Fahey. I have the Blu-ray over here. I don't want to pull it out because it's on a shelf. I don't want the other things to fall. Do enjoy the film Body Parts. It's a very underrated movie from Eric Red, who wrote The Hitcher, wrote Near Dark, directed Bad Moon, among others. Jeff Fahey, he's a guy who gets in this really bad car accident. His arm gets torn off. He gets a new arm, but the arm's doing all this weird stuff. Comes to find out that the arm belonged to this psychopath. And they come to find out that guy isn't dead and he wants his body parts back. So the guy's going after each of the person who has a piece of his body parts, and he's going to rip them away, and at times some pretty gory fashions. And you have some pretty stellar set pieces. You have a bit where the killer handcuffs Jeff Fahey, and they're in a car chase where they're handcuffed to each other, but they're both in separate cars. Very unique car chase. Never seen anything like that before. The finale, we get some really satisfying shotgun fun. I'll put it that way. There's some nice gore bits. There's a really one of Jeff Hayes' best acting roles, where it's taking control of him and he's trying to fight it. Get this arm out of me! Get it off of me! Love body parts. Number 5, The Last Boy Scout. One of the great Bruce Willis movies. Him and Damon Wayans, despite the fact that everybody hated each other working on that movie, the fact it turned out so well, pretty interesting. Bruce Willis, I love his character. Just the script. Just the way the script showcases the dialogue. Where the pep talk Bruce Willis gives himself is, "You're gonna lose. You're nobody. Smile, you fuck." Or like Damon Wayans is like, "You're nothing. You're nobody. You couldn't even protect a warm cup of piss." And Bruce Willis does something, pushes back. "Spill my warm cup of piss." Or like the guy giving him shit, and Bruce Willis does that move to put his nose right into his damn brain. "Touch me, Dan, I'll kill you." "Told you." Old Saint Claus is out there. Be prepared. That's my motto. Be prepared. Or Dame Wayne's going, "Danger's my middle name." And then Bruce Willis goes, "Mine's Cornelius. If you tell anyone, I'll kill you." How much do those pants cost? $500. And their pants, like they didn't come with a TV or anything, and you wear them. I am very old. So it's very, I mean, the whole opening with Tybo himself, Billy Blanks playing football, "Hey, life a bitch," and shoots himself right in the middle of the football field. You go, what the fuck? This is a hell of a way to open a movie. And it's Tony Scott. Tony Scott, the way he directs it, the way he films it. The budget was there. You have some fairly solid action sequences and explosions and gun battles, blood squibs. It's a kick-ass action movie. And again, it's crazy because probably everybody hated each other working on that film, and yet it turned out so good. Go figure. Go fucking figure. Sorry, answering. Okay, sorry. But yeah, I love The Last Boy Scout. Number 4 is Showdown Little Tokyo. That's a film that it's sad we'll never see the deleted scenes, because that's a film directed by Mark Lester, who directed Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger, class of 1984, class of 1999, among others. And a lot of stuff was cut out of that movie. That's why the movie's so short. Like, the movie is only an hour and 19 minutes. And that's with the credits. That's an insanely short film. Because apparently a lot of the other material was deleted. But on the flip side, the movie we got is a lean, mean fighting machine. Like, you want to talk about a movie that goes at a hell of a pace. It's Dolph Lundgren, it's the late great Brandon Lee. They're cops. They get together. They fight the Yakuza, and including Shane Sun and Tatsu from Ninja Turtles and Shane Sun from Mortal Kombat. I mean, hey, it's Brandon Lee versus Tatsu. And it's Dolph Lundgren versus Shane Sun. What's wrong with that? Yeah, Tia Carrera and the titties. And beautiful lady and beautiful titties. At least I think they were her titties. Maybe it was. Been a while since I've seen the film. Either way, beautiful titties. Brandon Lee is having a lot of fun with the role. Hey, it's like a video game. You just defeat the first wave. You know you're a real asshole sometimes. Dolph Lundgren did a great job in the lead role. See, Dolph had a lot of bangers, as we call it back to the, a lot of great stuff. Red Scorpion, The Punisher, I Come in Peace, Showdown Tokyo, Men of War, and pretty much all of them bombed. And that's sadly what killed. Didn't kill his career because he worked a lot, but killed his theatrical career. Universal Soldier helped it a bit, and then Giant Demon didn't help it at all. And they was strictly direct-to-video stuff for the most part, which is too bad because very good action star. I would say perhaps the most one of the most underrated action stars. And you got to see both of them do their heavy work in martial arts and just wall-to-wall action and fun, just pure entertainment. Showdown Low Tokyo is pure entertainment. Double Dragon the movie, as me and my friends call it. The real Double Dragon movie. Number 3, I put The Perfect Weapon with Jeff Speakman, childhood favorite of mine. I love the Jeff Speakman style, which is Tempo. I mean, it was before him, but whenever I think of Tempo, I think of Jeff Speakman. Because that was my first introduction to that. And the way he moves and the way he fights. And yeah, the plot is typical. Friend of his is murdered. He wants revenge. The plot is nothing new. It's just a showcase for Jeff Speakman, who's actually was a pretty good actor. I thought he had a good charisma to him. I think he was a good leading man. He was great at his Tempo martial arts. Each one is a standout. From the beginning, doing his katas to I've got the power. No protection. No problem. And in the like little gym, fighting these guys out. The way he's like taking. I don't want to give it away. Just watch the trailers, watch the clips. I love The Perfect Weapon. My favorite Jeff Speakman film is actually Deadly Outbreak, which still no official DVD or Blu-ray in the U.S., which is a shame. You can watch it on Tubi, although it might be under Deadly Takedown or something. Deadly Outbreak is the name, but it might be Deadly Takedown. It might be another name, but I believe it's on Tubi. But yeah, anyway, The Perfect Weapon. I like the musical score. Again, one of those films as a kid I just watched over and over again. Number 2, surprise, surprise, Out for Justice. Really? Steven Seagal? This was the heyday of Steven Seagal. This is when I liked Steven Seagal. And it's my favorite Steven Seagal movie. And that's one of the many reasons why I get mad at Seagal and the stuff he was doing later on, because he did movies like this. And I'm sure he was a pain in the ass to deal with, but William Forsythe was wonderful as the villain. I liked Steven Seagal's accent in this. I know he did a lot of shitty accents, like the Cajun, but his New Yorker, I actually have a lot, his Brooklyn accent, I have a lot of fun with it. Who's the boxer? You the boxer? You tough guy, huh? Really? Hey, you want to see Richie? Hey, you know why Richie did Bobby Lupo? Don't be a bad guy, be a good guy. Hey, you fuck nuts! Because this guy like left this puppy out, and Seagal found it and looked at him and said, "Can't wait till I find this guy, man." I can't do a Brooklyn accent, but No Sleep Till Brooklyn, Beastie Boys starts the film, I did, yeah, William Forsythe in the movie as the villain. Jerry Orbach, good character actor as his boss. Seagal, kicking ass, getting a cue ball, smacking people in the face. In a meat shop, meat cleaver into people's hands, stick to the wall. Shotgun, blowing legs off. This is the Steve Seagal I miss. This is Steve Seagal I enjoy. This is the prime, to me, Steven Seagal is out for justice. Love this. Love that fucking movie. It's just sad to see that downfall much later on. And of course, number one, yes, childhood favorite of mine, Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. Now, don't get me wrong, I know there are flaws with the film. I know it's too silly and goofy, although for me, it was a silly goofiness I enjoyed, because I enjoyed the characters of the Turtles. I love the voice work. I love the animatronics by Jim Henson's company. Robbie Risk, Brian Tochi. I think the voice. I like Adam Carl as Donatello. Thought he was much bigger improvement compared to Corey Feldman in the first and third one. I thought I went at a fast pace. I don't mind the girl, Paige Turco, who plays April. I prefer Judith, but I don't mind Paige Turco. Uh, the fight scenes, I don't mind that it's a bit more playful. It's still utilizing martial arts. They don't use their weapons. To be perfectly honest, I mean, I guess you say they use their weapons a little bit, but unless you go full R rated, they're not going to use the weapons as they should. Just never going to be. Nunchucks means you hit people in the face and they get a broken nose at least. Swords means they don't want to stab or cut or chop people's hands or heads off. Sai, if you use in putting someone's head or someone's shoulder or something. Stab someone in the gut with it. You're never going to see that, which other than blocking, which is what mostly would be blocking, maybe one bit like Leo will hit Shredder's arm at the end, like a little bit, but Mikey like kind of hits them with the nunchucks a little bit, but you don't see a lot of impact because it still needs to be PG. Unless it's R rated, you're not. So I'm like, fuck it, fine, let them have fun. They did that on the '80s cartoon, and people were not pissed. Hell, they took away Mikey's nunchucks for a chunk of that show, and they're okay with that. I mean, not okay, but you don't hear a lot of people complain about that compared to this. I love the way the characters, the turtles react to each other. They felt like a family, whether it be being playful with the little football game they had, or the way Mikey keeps teasing Raph. All these little moments that just, I really bought them as a family unit in that movie. Of any live action movie I've seen, really any movie I've seen of them. Yes, the 1990 movie is a technically better movie, but that's the film that to me showcases that they're a family. Because the third one, Mikey is separated from most of it, and the 2007 film, they're all separated, and the whole point is for them to get back together. The Michael Bay ones is mainly Megan Fox or clunky as shit direction and dialogue. Moon Mayhem, they're so annoying I want to throw them through the wood chipper. But here, I love the way the turtles are. I like Total Razor. I don't give a flying fuck that is not Bebop or Rocksteady. I don't give a fuck because I don't give a fuck about Bebop or Rocksteady. They're cool on the cartoon. I don't do. I don't need a live action version of them. And you got that, and they were shit. Because all they did was look at their dicks. Let's compare our dick sizes. Bravo. Are you glad you got that now? I watched the 80s cartoon for the Turtles, not for the villains. The villains were fine and worked for what they needed to do, especially James Avery as Shredder. But I watched them more for the turtles. But I said, are there flaws? Yes. It's called The Secret of the Ooze, and they never find out the secret of the ooze because the shit was cut out because David Warner, Professor Perry, may he rest in peace, David Warner, I think you're supposed to find out that he was an alien, and the comics called it Utrom, where he had like a little alien in his stomach, and he's that's where the ooze came from. I guess at the time, A, they probably didn't have the budget, or B, they're like, well, people don't think it's Crane. Because the kids, they didn't know the comics. The only thing similar to that would be Crane, so they would think it's Crane and they'd be confused. I don't know. Fuck them if they're stupid. That's their fault. Do it anyway. The fight, they should have been an actual fight with the Shredder, I agree. Not just him fucking up himself. That should have been stage 1, so he's a bit damaged. And then stage 2 should have been the Turtles working together to fight as a team. I think if you added another 5 minutes at the end of them working as a team on the broken docks, and they work together, whether maybe Mikey using something to tie him up or trip him up, Donnie uses Bo to stumble, Leo does something and Raph gives like a hard hit to make him fall back. That would have been pristine. I think that would have been great. But I find the film a lot of fun. I think the voice acting is great. I think the Turtles look great. I think the best characters, they're very likable. They're very charming. I like Ernie Reyes Jr. as Tino. I like him a lot more than Danny in the first movie. Give a fuck about Danny. At least Ernie Reyes has a bit of charm to him and can fight. Fuck Vanilla Ice. But it's a goofy, silly, but I thought it was a charming movie. I think the movie that has a lot of charm to it. Call it nostalgia, call it because I watched it many times as a kid, wore out the tape like the first movie, but I love the film. I do, I love it. Probably, sadly, the last Ninja Turtle film I loved. It's too bad. I'll defend... It's not a flawless movie, like I said, but I'll defend the film. I don't think it's... The third film is better. What the fuck are people smoking? Who said that? Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird said it. On that stupid documentary. I get it, it's their opinion. Like, the second film sucks, and the third film, it's better than the second one, but it still sucks. I'm like... What? How is the third film better? I don't understand, but hey. Teach their own, is their opinion. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.